Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for joining us again on this webinar. In the last webinar, we used some free public databases to conduct pattern search and analytics use cases. In this webinar, the focus will be on IPGRAM, how we have built IPGRAM to solve some of the most common problems in pattern search and analytics, how you can use IPGRAM efficiently to be more innovative and to obtain more patents for yourself and your institution going forward. And also we will do some live searches on IPGRAM where I'll share my screen so you can understand the wide variety of use cases that IPGRAM caters to. So now, just in the beginning, in order for me to make this session most relevant for you, I would like you to please write on the chat, what your expectations are, what you expect to learn, what your role is currently in your university, and what you're looking forward to. If you are interested in IPGRAM in general, I suggest that you please write me a WhatsApp message. I will now share my presentation deck so you can see my information. So uh, on the bottom of the screen on the right, you can see my WhatsApp message. If you are in general interested in IPGRAM or if you have any specific questions related to IPGRAM, please write to me. During the course of the webinar, I'll try to answer your questions. Or if there are very specific questions, the first opportunity that I get after the webinar, I'm going to call you and discuss it in detail. So IPGRAM, currently we are offering a very special price for the universities. So I'm sure if you are interested, I'm happy to understand your use cases. And we are also having exceptional support, webinar support along with IPGRAM. So this way, in order to carry out really professional pattern searches on IPGRAM, you will always have help so that you can make the best use of the software. Some of you in this webinar may have joined for the first time. So I'm going to introduce myself shortly. So I did my PhD in innovation management from Finland. My PhD was focused primarily on patent data. So we were using large global patent data sets for conducting innovation management research, performing statistics on patent value indicators, and publishing in top business and management journals. I also have experience consulting large corporations like General Electric and Robert Bosch in their global IP analytics. Since the last 3 years, I'm running my own patent software and services company in Mumbai. So IPGRAM, whose focus is today's presentation, is our in-house patent database, which boasts of over 100 million patents from over 100 countries. Now, top Indian research organizations like CSIR are using IPGRAM for their patent search and technology intelligence. So I look forward to show you the wide variety of features it has and how it really enhances your patent searching abilities to consume more data and how it truly adds value to the free tools that are out there. Okay. Uh, by the end of this webinar, you should be able to understand what professional patent search and analytics looks like. All small, medium, big companies, they are using these commercial databases to perform their in-house innovative activities, to perform preliminary prior art searches, enrich their inventions, draft patent claims around prior art, and so on. So this is what you will learn about commercial patent databases and all the wide variety of use cases that IPGRAM brings to the table. I think that we can begin. So as just before starting the presentation, I would like to say that, again, I'll take some times in between to read the chat. So at that time, you might not see any activity. And I'll try to, and we can have an extended Q&A session where, because last time we got a lot of feedback that all the questions were not answered. So we got maybe 1,000 chat messages last time. So this time we can take more time for answering questions. Please feel free to WhatsApp me. And if you are interested in IPGRAM or have specific questions, even right now would be a great time to send me WhatsApp messages. So that I can, during the course of the webinar, look up your messages or call you after that. And if you don't see the chat, it could be because you have not logged in. So in order to be part of the chat, you'll have to log in with your Google account. And if you're seeing the stream on your phone, then YouTube app actually works best. So if you use it, if you see the YouTube live stream in the browser, then it might be so that you cannot see the live chat. So okay, so I'll begin the presentation now. So I'll go over some of the main features and how they are different, how it differentiates us from the software that we saw last week. So every search that you do on IPGRAM is converted into a technology landscape. So even if you make a very precise keyword search which returns only 200 hits, or if you have a multi-industry, multi-country search which returns over 20 million hits, we will still aggregate them, show you the results, and make it a very easy technology landscape for you to view and drill down. So there's no limit to the search results that you can view. There's meaningful segmentations in which your search is divided. So you are able to consume more information. You can only look at the places where you want. So you saw last week when we performed searches on eSpaceNet and Google Patents, there were sometimes even 190,000 results. So it's not possible for an individual to go over those results. So you have meaningful segments where you can only focus on the places where you would first like to see. And this way it enhances the amount of information that you can consume and the amount of intelligence that you can get related to the field of research on which you are doing your research. Uh, and it also helps you to validate your searches. For example, are the right technology classes coming? Are the correct applicant names coming? Is there something unexpected? So it happened to me actually in one of my searches where I was looking for oil-based cooling, and I was getting a lot of lubricant-related patterns. So I could see the IPC class of lubricant showing up, and that made me understand that okay, even though my keywords did not have lubricant, but it still shows because of the word oil, and then I could remove it. So some of these features in tech landscape really helps you to build your searches. It helps you to iterate your searches, and basically make one search, help you with the next search, make the second search help you with the third search, and so on. So yeah, we will actually go over this tech landscape, and I'll show you in for real what features we have over there. And the second thing is the legal status information. So for every patent that you see on IPGRAM, you can click on that patent and you can view the real-time legal status information. So this legal status information is being updated every Thursday. So for today, you will be able to even see the latest changes that happen to the legal status of patents as of until yesterday. So we are getting legal status information from 44 countries, and we are not just showing the legal status codes, but we are interpreting those codes to make sense. We are dividing the codes into whether a patent is active, whether a patent is pending, or whether a patent is lapsed or dead. So in this case, if you see the picture here, this is a European patent, and it's very typical that in European patents, the applicants are not seeking protection in all the countries. So here, very few apps in the market, or if any app in the market can tell you exactly in which countries a certain European patent is active. So this is something that is inbuilt with the searches. So you can simply click on any patent and view the real-time legal status and see. And this this piece of information is vital to conduct freedom to operate searches. I mean, if you are making a freedom to operate report and say you have isolated some 30, 50 most important patents related to your product, you might want to see the legal status to see that only the active ones or the pending ones are going in your freedom to operate report. So again, we are interpreting more than 4,000 legal status codes from different countries based on the jurisdiction, based on the laws of those countries, and then providing you a very packaged information on whether a patent is active or lapsed or pending. The other thing that is inbuilt with the searches that you conduct is patent valuation. So we are using some of the best patent information research where these metrics are coming from. We have harmonized the entire data, all the variations that were occurring in the data, we have normalized it. and we are showing you the strength and weaknesses of portfolios as you search, strengths and weaknesses of patents as you search. So sometimes it is important not to see the most only the most relevant patents as per your search, but also the most valuable patents, because they might be the ones you should first look into before going on and looking into some other patents. So you'll see at an individual patent level or at a portfolio level, our app, IPGRAM, is filled with indicators. You can see whether a company has a large number of patents or a large number of patent families, how big their market is, or how much average quality of their patents are. And all these metrics are there for you to compare and seek out where you should be looking for. Uh, so yeah, we will also see how you can also do technology benchmarking in this benchmarking feature. So benchmark is nothing but comparing patent portfolios. So you compare whether Apple's portfolio is better than Google's, whether patent A is better than patent B, and so on and so on. Whether the technology A is growing faster than technology B, or so on and so forth. So I'll also give you some examples in benchmarking of patent portfolios. So yeah, moving on. We are working quite a lot on one of the most important challenges in patent search and patent analytics. So if you see on the right, this is how we actually get the data. This is how, not how we get the data, but this is how in reality patent data looks like. So you can see Tata Steel is a multi-industry, is a global company. It has subsidiaries in many countries, and it is quite normal that they are patenting with the name of their subsidiaries. So what we at IPGRAM are doing is that we have our own proprietary ownership database, and we are collapsing all the same name subsidiaries of a certain company into one entity. So in this case, if you just search Tata Steel, automatically you search patents of all these subsidiaries, and the figure of Tata Steel's patents that you see on your screen, it would be the most accurate that you can see. So, for example, there are some companies like General Electric which have thousands and thousands of different name variations. They are multi-industry conglomerates, and for those certain companies, if you search General Electric on Google Patents, you will at least get 30% less patents in Google Patents than you would get on IPGRAM, simply because we've manually looked at all these companies, all the name variations. General Electric is especially tricky. It can be GE Healthcare, it can be GE Wind, or General Electric Company, or so on and different so on and name variations of General Electric. So yeah, having our own proprietary ownership database helps in having also quick turnaround. So if there's a certain merger or acquisition that has happened, we can quickly change our we can quickly change the presentation of our results. So with 1 day turnaround, you will see the difference on the apps. The quality of your patent landscape improves much better. And we also have the latest current ownership of patents. So a lot of times in eSpaceNet, when you see patents, you will see that they are not the current owner, but they are actually just the applicant who had originally applied for the patent. So we are also making sure that we have current ownership of patents. So this way you know who is owning the patent. So I'll just take a minute's break here to just read the chat. If you have any questions, just write to me or just send me any WhatsApp messages. And Great. I think that we can continue. I haven't seen particularly any questions on the chat. So yeah, it seems that the stream is going fine, and yeah, we can continue and come to questions a bit later. So this was about harmonization of applicant names. It's one of the biggest challenges in patent data. And once you get a platform where these are done at the back end, then you get really clean technology landscapes, clean pictures, and you can even use them in your reports for any matter. So yeah, moving on. Uh, One of the things that is very basic in doing patent searches is also to save your patent data set. So the thing about patent searching is that it's not a one shot action. Thing about innovation in general is that it's not a one shot action. So you will have to a lot of times save your patent data sets, save your searches, and in IPGRAM you can save unlimited patent data sets. You can categorize your patents with feature A, feature B, feature C, or any kind of categorization that you wish. You can export the patent data sets. You can download an Excel. You can email it to your colleagues, an Excel file which have the attached links that you can click and straight away go to the patent application, and so on. So the lists feature is very powerful. It is very important that you keep saving lists, and also I'll show you some of the features of lists, which will help you really take your analysis to a new level. Because I have personally had a lot of problems in Google Patents where I write a very complicated query and there's no way to save either the patents or to save the actual query. So even if I come back to the query after 2 hours or after 2 days, that query is lost and I have to start from scratch, and that's a problem. So all patent searching is done iteratively. You build upon your earlier searches. So it is just vital to have a place, one place where you can save all your patents, and also have features of collaboration with your colleagues to see that okay, these are the patents in certain technology, and would you like to comment and so on. So yeah, this is something again you will get with the subscription of IPGRAM. For academic research, citations are one of the top quality data. So I'll give you a certain case study also on citations. I told you also last time in the previous webinar. And also I can say that all the top companies in the world, they are using citation data regularly to perform their patent intelligence. So they know that citations are a very good source of information to understand who are the new competitors, where other people are learning, what technologies are you are learning from, and what technologies other people are learning from you. So all these big companies, they have a systematic way of using citations. So if you want to be more innovative, or you want to go in a direction where you also file more patents as a university, as an individual, it would be a great thing to know about the citations of your patent. So, I mean, one case study is simply also it can be used in research. So I told you, I think last week, that Apple, when it was filing patents on a wearable device, they were frequently citing patents of old Swiss watch manufacturers. So this was already in 2007 when they started making backward citations to Swiss watch manufacturers. And it took them 4 years. So in 2011, they launched their own watch product. So citations are a very early alarm bells to understand what a certain company is up to. So in IPGRAM, we have packaged information on citations. You can simply look at the last 5 year citations of a certain company to see in which direction they are going to, or whether they are going in a completely new direction, or they are citing completely new players which they did not use to cite. So all these helps you to understand the technology trajectory of a certain firm. About some of the specifics and practical details of IPGRAM, we have best-in-class data. So our data is based primarily on eSpaceNet data. So we have the same data that eSpaceNet is having. And on top of that, we are adding our own Indian patent data. So we have, among our peers, among the best Indian data. So I'll also show you some search where you can just narrow down on Indian data and see something that you would not be able to see in general with other platforms, or even when you are searching in the in-pass Indian Patent Search Office data. And also how you can easily download up to 10,000 patents of data, which otherwise you would not be able to from any other place. Again, I already mentioned we have the latest legal status, which is important for conducting freedom to operate searches. High quality ownership data uh, helps you understand the current ownership of patents, as well as see good visualizations into what a company together with its name subsidiaries is doing. And there's bulk data downloads. At one time, you can download 10,000 patents, which is something usually you will not get from other places. So yeah, leading research organizations, they are using IPGRAM. Our biggest customer is CSIR. We have foreign universities using our software. We have Indian universities. We have incubation centers. We have some foreign research organizations using IPGRAM, and also some law firms who are using IPGRAM. So the broad application areas of IPGRAM is simply you can validate patentability and marketability of ideas together. So in general, when you are thinking of being more innovative, when you're thinking of having more patents for your university or personally, you want to make sure that the patent searching starts early in the innovation process and not just when the patent agent or the patent attorney gets involved. Because it could be that you have not done your groundwork and you involve a patent attorney, you pay the fees and you pay the patent agent, and then you realize when they do the search, you find that there's a prior art which actually stops you from filing the patent, or whether it stops you from filing a good patent. So in any case, it is better to have surprises early, because it gives you a starting point from which where you can enrich your patents and where you can go around obstacles, remove all the problems, and make your patent worthy of filing. So because the idea of filing a patent is also not just to file it, but also to have a good patent, have a grant, as well as do a real blockbuster business out of it. Because, like we said, you are getting a temporary monopoly, and it gives you a way to start doing business with your invention. With IPGRAM, like I said, along with the searches, you get a lot more information. You also get commercialization information where you can find application areas of your technology. Who are the players in the market? What are they doing? Which countries they are going to? So a holistic information of prior art along with market data together is important to take good decisions, to say discuss your filing route for the patent, to to understand how you would do business in the future, and also to understand funding of opportunities. So one of the users in a foreign university used IPGRAM extensively to identify partners with whom they are either going to license their invention, or they are going to ask them for research funding, because they would offer a close collaboration and they would offer their own invention to be used by that particular company, or even find smaller players who can be outright customers later in the future. So all these collaboration and IP sales possibilities is possible when you actually do marketing intelligence along with patent search. And basically, it gives you food for thought into how to commercialize your invention. And of course, just use high quality data in research. A lot of times, IPGRAM has been used for making business plans, making prior art search reports, making freedom to operate reports, making industry level reports, how the whole industry of a certain technology looks like, making regional innovation related reports where you see that, okay, one country is so innovative in certain technology, the other country is innovative in a certain technology. What is happening in the last 5 years? What is the technological trends and so on? So very high quality data is available for you to carry out these use cases. So I already showed you some idea about IPGRAM in the last lecture. So I'll go a little bit in detail, a little bit about more nuanced features, and but of course I'll not go into very specific details because that I'll leave to the onboarding. Should anyone be actually using IPGRAM, we have good support. We do an onboarding, and you can learn the nuances in less than a week. So yeah, I think that now would be a good time. I'll just take a small break to check the chat again, and I'll just move to the IPGRAM actual demo in like about 3 to 5 minutes. So like I said, if anyone has specific questions on IPGRAM, if you are interested in IPGRAM in general, Tell us about your project. Let me know on a WhatsApp chat message what you are looking for and how we can help you. And we can schedule a call later, or we can also make sure that I answer the questions while the webinar is going on. So I'll just look at the chat, and if there's nothing there, I'll just continue with the IPGRAM demo. So yeah, I don't see any questions specifically on the chat at least. Yeah, someone asked about the subscription cost. So sir, this is a public streaming still. So the subscription cost I can say is very nominal, and we have a very good discount for universities. And it varies depending on the number of users you have and the amount of usage you have. So by all means, I'm happy to get in touch with you and understand your requirements, and then offer you something accordingly, which with which you can start with. So yeah. The other search sites, I see a question on other search sites. Actually, the other search sites are the ones that I mentioned in the previous webinar. So eSpaceNet is great. Google Patents is great if you want to just validate your ideas, do preliminary prior art searches. So that would be good to start on eSpaceNet and Google Patents. Procedure to go for examination, sir, Dr. Gladys. So this is actually not the forum for me to talk about examination, but yeah, I think when you're ready to file an invention, you should contact the patent agent, and they will, it's best that they will take care of it, because they are understanding all the procedures very well, and they can guide you the best, over there. Yes, I mean, if you let me know your requirements, if you speak to me, send me a message, I can arrange a IPGRAM trial for you. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, you can use also full features in the trial also. So there's, I mean, that's okay. So yeah, I am also getting some WhatsApp messages. So some of them are very specific, but I'll share some questions regarding WhatsApp. So basically, how IPGRAM is being used in current universities. So uh, currently, how IPGRAM is being used is that in universities, there's a lot of students who have ideas, or a lot of incubation kind of possibilities. So in the beginning, before engaging with any patent agent, first IPGRAM report is being made to see the current prior art related to a certain technology. So I'll also show you some use cases where you can simply type keywords without any operators and really get good quality results as to whether your idea is novel or not. So again, the use cases are similar to what is shown here. So you can validate the patentability and marketability of ideas. So a report is being generated using IPGRAM by the incubation center or the IPR cell of the universities, and or even the users are scientists themselves, because we really believe that the inventors themselves should have a good idea of prior art, because a patent attorney works on many different projects, and their job is to help you get a patent, but it doesn't matter to them how technically deep they will go into your patents, or whether they will look at the commercialization and market aspects. So an inventor is definitely the person who should know about the prior art, and they are the ones who are using IPGRAM from time to time to understand the area, to understand what are the obstacle patents, and so on. So it is usually process for one invention. It takes 4 to 5 days. We are also sitting with them to provide them support related to devising a search query, making sure that all bases are covered with the searches, and really working on the idea to enrich it to and push it towards patentability. So an entire search part is taking about 4 to 5 days of intensive search, and then it can take up to 2 to 3 months to say make a report, make presentation to pitch to investors, or make any kind of these details. So yeah, I'll continue with the IPGRAM session now because we are already half an hour into the session. And after that, at the end, I can take some questions again. So any other tool like IPGRAM, sir? There are many tools. I would recommend if you are starting out, just use eSpaceNet and Google Patents. So there are some tools like Thomson Innovation and all, but they are a different category, and they are usually going for university corporate license, and they cost money in lakhs and lakhs of rupees. So I think that so there are a lot of tools. You have to weigh in your options if you have the kind of budget and so on. Okay. Let me now move on to the IPGRAM demo. So I'll show you some quick searches so you can get the full idea of how to. So yeah, I hope you can see the screen now. This is the IPGRAM UI. So I'll run some tech landscape searches and show you some of the nuances, some of the features, and then you can get an idea how we are doing searching. So again, so this is the set of filters. There's a lot of advanced filters. You can search patents, utility models, design patents. You can see search IPC and CPC. You can have a lot of different types of and, not, or operators with IPCs, and not and ors with assignees, the companies. You can also search corporate structure level companies as well as the original applicant. Inventors, offices, publication year, and also you can here copy paste one or thousands and thousands of patent numbers to, even if you have an external patent dataset, which you have say conducted a search elsewhere and you would like to see the legal status, or you would like to see the indicators and charts that we provide. We have a very smart matching algorithm, which really you can simply copy paste 5,000 patents, and we will just generate a landscape on those 5,000 patents. So lists are something that we have. I was just mentioning how you can save your patent data sets in one place, in your own folder in a list. And you can do a lot of things with lists like union, intersection, just to see how good your search 1, search 2, search 3 are. So these are really some advanced features, and I'm happy to talk to you about this in the onboarding. So one of the most simple features is a search history. So a lot of tools, they do not have a proper search history, because it is very normal that you have to always keep coming back to your own searches. So it is again, like I said, innovation is not a one-shot action. It takes months to actually think of ideas, enrich your patent, and learn from different prior art. And also new patents are coming, so automatically you might have to switch your keywords, enrich it, and there are many use cases where you have to come back to your searches. So again, there's a search history here. For very complicated queries, you can also save your searches using the save button here. So here the folder icon actually helps you retrieve all the patents that you have saved, all the search queries that you have saved. So I'll show you also some of the operators. Actually, in the last webinar, we did these operators. So I think by now you know all these operators. So I'll just tell you a bit more that we have on top of these operators. So you have the normal and or operators with these quotation marks. We have multiple character and a single character wildcard. We have a special boosting operator. Actually, this helps to boost results of a certain keyword. So if you see here simply, you are looking for steel patents, but you are specifically looking for stainless steel patents. So what we've done here is simply with a boosting operator, you have increased the relevance of the word stainless, and in your search results, stainless steel patents would be coming higher, and the rest would be coming a bit lower. And this boosting can be done even on phrases, even on groups. So a lot of advanced things can be done with just this boosting. We have these Boolean operators, plus and minus, which is like a must-have operator and a must-not-have operator. So here you're looking for stainless steel long products, which is must have the word long and must not have the word sheet. So you're not looking into sheet products or flat products or stainless steel. So yeah, so there's a lot of grouping options. These are similar to what I showed. We have proximity operator, where you're looking for electric and generator within 5 words of each other. The same proximity operator can be used as a fuzziness operator. So if you look at this word center, you can search center with an ER at the end, and you can search center with an RE at the end, just with this, where you are saying that there's a one character fuzziness to the word. And yeah, there's a lot of these are the basic building blocks. You can innovate a lot with these features. So I'll just show you how this boosting works, and also in general, we will do a tech landscape on stainless steel patents, and I'll show you all the features along with that. So I'll search for stainless steel. So you can see I have boosted the word stainless. So I'll put an and here, because otherwise it would be stainless or steel and give you a massive result. So I'll just search with this. I don't add any complications as of yet, add any new filters and so on. So you can see that we have 79,000 patents related to stainless steel. And whenever you make a result, whether, again, like I said, whether this is 200 or 20 million, you will get the same charts. You can see the trends. Uh, you can confirm whether your results are good. So here, this is ferrous alloys, steel alloys, and all of these C22 class are relevant patents. They are all related to stainless steel, related to manganese, nickel, and all these other alloys that you add to stainless steel. Each and every chart component is clickable. So when you see a large number of patents like this helps a lot. So suppose you are interested only in this company's patents, JFE Holdings. So you can simply click on the chart element and look at the patents of JFE Holdings. You can click on any patent over here and check out the legal status. Here you will see in China, this patent is pending, and you can go to claims, and we also have an inbuilt. So this is the fastest that you will be able to translate in any app that's out there. So immediately you could translate Chinese patent claims to English and look at what the claims are. You can click on the patent itself, and it goes to the eSpaceNet, where you can download the patent and view a little bit more information, say in the Chinese Patent Office, and so on and so forth. You can see a lot more information. You can see the families, you can see the citations, images, so all kinds of information you can see related to a patent. Uh, so again, all these companies are harmonized. So Nippon Steel, it has hundreds and hundreds of named subsidiaries. We've all collapsed it into one. I'm sure those who have used Google Patents earlier, they would know what I'm talking about. So if you search wind turbines in Google Patents, I'll actually just show you how in Google Patents, if I just search wind turbines, you'll see the name of the companies here. They are the same: General Electric Company, Gen Electric, and some of these are not translated. So we are even translating the name of the companies and attaching them to the entity that we've developed in our own ownership database. And so really this gives you no intelligence whatsoever when you search for the top companies in a field. So this one here, we have completely harmonized companies. You can see very clean data and drill downable. We have the list view, which is what usually all softwares are giving you, a list of most relevant patents, and we are collapsing each and every patent within a family. So you can see all the family members within it, so you don't have to see duplicates. We have our own relevance score, on which we are saying that how relevant these patents are. So you can see that the relevance, when I sorted by relevance, all the stainless steel patents are now at the top. So because we boosted the word stainless, the stainless word comes at the top, and now you can see mostly stainless steel patents. Whenever you are thinking of one patent, you can click on these boxes. You can save them to a list, keep adding one patent after the other to a list, and basically build your own patent datasets of most important patents. So if you see, you can again click on any patent here, and you will see the legal status of the entire family. So you can see the WIPO patent, the PCT patent has lapsed, so it can no longer be going into other countries. But this is the entire patent family. It's valid in Australia, it's pending in China. In Europe, it is active in these many countries. The first application in Europe is now dead. In Ireland, they have renewed the patent just on 28th of November last year. So it's valid for at least 1 year. So on and so forth. You can keep going and checking out all the information related to the patent. So yeah, this is the list view. You can, like I said, save patents individually, or you can save patents in bulk. You can select all of them here and select them all in bulk, or you can download up to 10,000 patents from this list, select all the fields that you would like, and just click on download and you can get it. And so on and so forth. So for stainless steel patents, you can also see segmentation. Whenever you see the number of hits here, we segment them into meaningful technology segments and marketability segments. So you can see all the indicators that we have here. These are the top players in the field sorted by patent count. But if you sort by patent family, it might look a bit different. So some companies have smaller patent families, but yet they have more patents. And patent strength, the portfolio strength is our own indicator, which is based on many different factors: how good quality your patents are, how big countries you are going to, how exciting the technology field is. So we are also taking care of oppositions. So if there's a conflict, then it usually says more important technology field. So you can see here this company Sandvik, despite having a small patent portfolio, it has a larger patent strength compared to all these companies that have really high amount of patents. So this also tells you not just to look at the quantity of patents, and also to look at the quality of the patent portfolio. And this can help you identify disruptors, emerging players, blockbuster patents, and also find small players to collaborate, or even in mergers and acquisition scenarios. You can see we have a lot of segmentations here. I can segment the results by IPC3 classes. You can see refining of metals. So this, when you look at stainless steel patents, they are all these technology fields. You can say refining of metals, 12,000 patents, metallurgy, machine tools, coating. If you want to see just coating related patents, simply click on coating, and here you can see all anti-corrosion and coating related patents. And then it works the same way. You click on any of the patents and you look at the legal status and so on, and save patents as you go by. We also have a machine learning based topics extraction. So for these 79,000 patents, instantly you can get kind of what topics there are. So you can see this is a stainless steel sheet, plate, pipe, wire, so on and so forth. You can click on, say, duplex stainless steel and see, okay, what this is about. Click on any of these patents and find out, what might be what might be going on here. So there's a lot of things that you can do. You can download this table to add it to your own charts for any of the views that you see here. So there are many other things that you can use. You can see which countries are focusing on which countries. So which company. So you can see in POSCO is a Korean company, so obviously they have a lot of Korean patents, and there are a lot of Japanese players over here. So Japan and China are one of the strongest in patenting in stainless steel. So yeah, so this is broadly, I've told you a lot of features. Depending on the time I have, I'll show you a few more and then take some questions. So I'll just break for like 2 minutes to see the chat and to see any WhatsApp messages I have. And then I'll also go to Smart Search, where you can basically search without any operators, put in a large amount of text, any text, and you can get started. So yeah, so I'll just take a 2 minute break, and I'll look at the chat. So yeah, okay, I'm getting some messages on WhatsApp. So about a trial. So yeah, we can arrange it. So just get in touch with us with your project, and we will arrange a trial for you. So yeah, yes, we will get also. We also have WhatsApp. I'm getting this thing. We in IPGRAM, you can also have the option of having complete webinar support. So if you are worried about, if you're not confident to do pattern searches on your own, our team or me personally, we are going to look into your projects and perform pattern searches for you, so that uh, just to launch you into the whole process and try to push your idea into becoming a patent. So even if we can help in 5 to 10 patents at the end of the year, I think it would be great. And so yeah. So okay, I'll now make a smart search. So this smart search is, again, the instructions are here. Enter a text phrase or entire paragraph of text, or use IPCs, CPCs, applicant names, inventors. You can mix and match, and there's no need for any topics. So I'll just search for graphene batteries because it's a thing nowadays. Uh, they are touted to be as a replacement for lithium ion batteries. So graphene batteries is a very hot technology field. So what this does is basically simply you type graphene batteries and you get a list of patents that are the most important. So you can see a lot of Chinese patents, some Indian patents also. You can also focus on any certain country if you are, say, you are only interested in what's happening with graphene batteries in India. So here you simply click on graphene batteries and you can see who are the top players in graphene batteries who are patenting in India. You can click on the patents and see the overall title abstract and even go to the Indian Patent Services site to look at this patent number and see more details about it. You can see the partners. So these are all small and big players who are patenting in graphene batteries in India. So if you are also a researcher who wishes to collaborate with them or to learn from them, so by all means, this is a piece of intelligence that uh, like early phase commercialization projects go to understand where the research funding might lie or whether the commercialization options might lie. So if you are interested, for example, in North America and Europe, just simply click on that and that's it. Now you can see the partners, patents, and tech fields in these countries. So you can see here all the most relevant patents are coming at the top based on our own algorithm of relevance. And then these are the top players. These are not just the biggest players. These are all the players who have the most relevant patents with graphene batteries. So these can be, even be small universities or small individuals who might be owning the patents. So in tech field, you can also divide it by categories. You can see basic materials chemistry. If you are working on, say, certain chemical elements in anodes and cathodes of batteries, where you know how carbon-based cathodes and anodes are being made, you can have a look over here. You can see, say, for example, in transport, what is the use of graphene batteries so far? So actually not yet much in use in transport, but of course there are prototypes and there is patenting in that field. So this way you also get an idea about the segmentation of your search results and using the smart search this way. So again, you can put any kinds of queries here, even a whole paragraph of text. If you have an abstract of your invention, just put the abstract here and it will find the most relevant packets. So really just plug and play. I'll show you something with the lists. Lists are a very powerful feature. This is the place where all your patents are there in one place. So this way, if you go to the list admin, you can see that I have worked on so many different projects. I have lists after lists after lists. I save all my queries over here, all my patent portfolios over here, and I can search. Actually, just before this, I saved the fuel cell. So actually, stainless steel is being used in fuel cells as a plate between the stacked fuel cells. So I just save the search and you can add these highly relevant, somewhat relevant feature A, feature B to these softwares and so on. So yeah, you can see here I've added these tags on my own that okay, this is related to cathode coating and so on, and you can even create your own labels. And there's a lot of features on say renaming, deleting. You can download all the fields you'd like from a list. There's You can email it to a friend. An Excel file will be emailed to a friend if you just enter their email addresses. Or if you have multiple user accounts, you can even share within the app. There's a landscape view where you can also download backward citations, forward citations, and so on. So there's a lot of nuances which we will not go now, but during onboarding or this is a good time where we can talk about. So there's a wide variety of use cases which I cannot go in this short time, but I hope you've got an overall idea. If we have time, I will run one more exercise on benchmarking, but we'll see depending on the questions. So I'll just take another minute of break to see what are the main questions that you have and if I can adapt certain searches accordingly. Right. Okay. So I think we have like 5 more minutes. I'll show you maybe one more benchmarking tool. So basically, what I did was I ran a query on artificial intelligence patterns. So one thing about this is that it was related to artificial intelligence patterns, but a certain segment of artificial intelligence patterns, which was basically classification related patterns, k-means clustering, random forest clustering, support vectors. So these were all the keywords that I used. So for these queries, again, like I said, IPGRAM comes with complete search and training support. So if you would like to use IPGRAM as a means of awareness in your institute, we can hold sessions, we can create multiple user accounts for that one day. We can perform a classroom training of these kind of IPCs and how to search for say artificial intelligence patterns. So artificial intelligence patterns are very tricky because they artificial intelligence itself is not a technology. It enables a lot of technologies, and hence there's no one pattern class where you can search. So you need some advanced skills to be able to search for say artificial intelligence patterns. So what I did was I simply searched certain segments of artificial intelligence patterns and I saved them to lists. So here you can save it the entire result sets to a list. You can see again I have like worked on hundreds of projects and I've saved it all to a list. And what I did, what I'll do is simply compare three different artificial intelligence technologies to know you to understand what's going on within those technologies. So the three technologies within artificial intelligence was classification related patterns, fuzzy logic repair patterns, and neural network patterns. So I'll show you all these. Uh, so fuzzy logic and neural network. So once I say search this, so this is basically technology A, technology B, technology C. So I have categorized artificial intelligence patterns in three different fields, and now you can see the relative growth rate of these technologies. Artificial intelligence is a highly rising field right now, but you can see even within the field what is rising the most. So here you can see earlier there were fuzzy logic patterns, which was an old field of artificial intelligence. Then most of the patterns in the last decade were related to classification patterns. So k-means clustering, random forest, and all that I showed you. But nowadays, recently, there is a huge rise in the patterns on neural networks. So this is a piece of intelligence that you realize that okay, artificial intelligence patenting is highly focused on neural networks and deep learning right now. So this is our quality versus quantity chart. A lot of big companies are using this for their reporting and so on. So this is simply on the x-axis is the quantity, the total quantity of patents, and on the y-axis is the quality, the total quality of patents. And the bubble size is the total strength of the patent according to our own indicators. So you can see that despite having fewer patents, less quantity, AI neural networks has the largest bubble size, and it is the also higher quality patterns than classification. So you can see that in the field of patents, quantity is not everything. So you need to somehow, when you are comparing and benchmarking companies, technologies, patents, you need to look at the holistic picture with different indicators. So quantity does matter, but it's not the only factor that determines the value of portfolios. Okay, so this is the pretty much the end of the presentation. I think that we don't have time for new queries on tech landscape. But by all means, I'm happy to teach you more during onboarding. And if you would like a trial, please get in touch with me. So what I will do is I will go back to the. So yeah, I hope you can see my contact details. So if you have any questions, please feel free to WhatsApp me on this number. So you can see the number on the right bottom screen, 98366 37112, and specifically related to IPGRAM queries, or if you would like to have this kind of webinars in your institute, by all means, I'm happy to conduct them and offer e-certificates. So in general, without collaborating with the university or incubation centers, we are not offering e-certificates. So, so yeah, if you have any, if you think that these webinars can be helpful for free databases or IPGRAM or in general education on pattern searching, I'm happy to conduct them. And we also have a webinar series packed with IPGRAM subscription so that every month we are taking webinars on IPGRAM and users are being educated over a long period of time. So because we have worked on hundreds of technology commercialization projects and we know that innovation is a process, it cannot be solved with just one shot. And that's why if you are thinking of having a lot of patents, say after year in 1 year time, you have to start making decisions now. What will help inventors to actually be able to learn about patent searching, able to use the tools efficiently, and to basically mature more ideas into patents itself, into patents themselves. And we are also doing filing and drafting of patents with our partners. So once your idea is very mature and you are thinking of actually filing and drafting, you can also come to us, and we will with our partners, we will help you to file the full specification of the patent, write the claims, as well as do the filing and all the procedural things. So yeah, so once again, please send me an email or send me a WhatsApp message, and if there's any last questions, I will just look at it now. Otherwise, yeah. Yes, sir. Mr. Umesh, current scenario of COVID-19, use of PPE and sterilization. How? Yes, it is possible to benchmark this. We have to take this to another time. It's very specific search, so we will have to see, what you're looking for, whether it's the companies which are most active or whether the technologies which are most active. So yeah, there's some iteration that we'll need to do. So it's a matter of discussion which we can discuss. So please, by all means, send me a WhatsApp message, and after the webinar, I'm happy to give you a call and discuss how this kind of benchmark can be done. Great. I hope that people understood some of the key differences, that some of the uh, it's insane amount of value add that we are doing to a large amount of results. The idea is that when you search for patents, you see large amount of results, and the most of the apps are going to tell you that, okay, you go to all the patents one by one, and see what's out there. But in IPGRAM, we've taken a different approach. We have made sure that you are able to consume a lot of information with your large result sets. So even if there's 10,000 patents, you know where to look. You can easily narrow down on the most relevant places, and then take decisions accordingly and mature your searches and ideas accordingly. So thank you, everybody. I really appreciate your presence. Please feel free to write to me, and I will send a follow-up feedback form. So within 5 minutes, there will be a feedback form link in the YouTube description. So please, I appreciate if you would write a feedback related to this webinar. And we will also send an email just in case you have forgotten. We will send an email regarding the feedback. So thank you very much, everybody. I will look forward to interact with you. But just as an information, we are having another webinar on patent data in business analytics. So especially focused on business and management use cases of patent data, and how good quality patent data can result in really high technology intelligence. It's next Friday at the same time at 2 p.m. So we will reach out with you via email also for that webinar. So that webinar is again free, and feel free to write to me, or if you have any questions, you can also write to Yukta. And until next time, thank you very much. Yeah, bye bye.